grants us the right to bear arms, the right to carry guns. But just because everyone could doesn't mean that everyone should. By now, most of us would have seen, like before in the news, that there have been rampages that have, and I doubt any of us would want to go through that or want our friends or family to go through that either. Now, I fully support gun laws, but it is just for the mere facts of certain situations that are ruining it for people that can use guns responsibly and for self-defense. So today I stand here before you guys in an effort to persuade you guys to support a stricter gun policy. I'll first start off by talking about some of the problems with the lenient gun laws and some of the consequences that it will have. And in the end, I'll talk about some of the solutions that are or could be made available. So I want to start off by saying that some people do not have the mentality to carry guns, and they might be mentally ill. For example, Adam Lanza, I still remember Sandy Hook. Like he went on a shooting rampage, and like to quote Steve Martell, LA Times reporter, March 19, 2015, Sandy Hook lawsuit makes the case that military-style weapons are for civilians. The reason Adam Lanza was able to kill so many Sandy Hook elementary school students and teachers so quickly more than 2 years ago was because the weapon he used, a Bushmaster model XM15-E2S, which I will show you later on. And then there was another situation with James Holmes, another man who was also mentally ill, and as you might remember, he went on a shooting rampage at a theater in Aurora, Colorado. Now, to show you the gear that he actually had and the equipment that he had, I will quote Maria L. Laganga, another LA Times reporter, May 8, 2015, Keene, Colorado theater rampage trial. What was James Holmes' mindset? He swayed himself in protective gear, grabbed an AR-15, a shotgun, and 2 Glock pistols and opened fire at a theater filled with men at moviegoers. And this was during the Dark Knight Rises premiere, I believe. And like right here, just some of the weapons. That's the AR-15 on the right side, and the XM15-E2S on the left side. And like James Holmes was mentally ill, and he was actually able to obtain the rifle and all the tactical gear, even though it was his illness, because there was basically no background check. Now, it should be pointed out that Lanza obtained his weapon from his mother, but which will actually go on to my next point. So now that I talked about how some people who have mental disadvantages are still able to obtain guns, I now want to talk about how some people who are irresponsible still manage to obtain guns as well. Now, when talking about irresponsible people and guns, most people will think about gang members, as they usually just sit around, smoke, and drink. But for this case, I want to focus more on the parents. Now, most parents believe that the children will never find a gun, but by a research survey conducted by Nationwide Children's, which is a children's hospital located in Columbus, Ohio, they stated that 8 out of 10 first graders knew where their parents hid their gun. Over approximately 1,500 children under the age of 18 die every year, and most of the victims are actually shot accidentally by a friend or a family member. That's surprising. Oh yeah, children at the age of 3 are actually have the strength to pull the trigger for most guns. So in this case, it's irresponsibility that kills. The parents are not responsible enough to have a gun in the house. And I want to point out that 2 weeks ago, when the draft was due for this, and the 5 days that followed, there were 2 news reports about similar situations. The first one was being about a 3-year-old holding a loaded gun and pointing it at a police officer. And the second was a 14-year-old boy who accidentally shot and killed his 9-year-old brother. So these things are actually happening, and that was here locally. So this is something to be aware of. So now that I meant to talk to you guys about some of the problems, I want to start to talk about some of the solutions. And one of the things that I found out was the Brady campaign. And now before you guys start thinking that they're just another corporation that wants guns off the street, and for no particular reason, I want to tell you no. It started when Jim Brady, which can be seen here on the left side, he was there in the assassination attempt of Ronald Reagan and was injured and left partially paralyzed for the rest of his life. So they know the risk of having guns on the street. And then some of the policies that they support are: 1, finish the job, which will provide life-saving background checks on all gun sales. 2, stop bad apple gun dealers, which is trying to stop the 5% of gun dealers that sell 90% of all crime guns. And then 3, to lead a new national conversation and change social norms around real dangers of guns in the home to prevent the homicides, suicides, and unintentional shootings that happen every day as a result. So basically what the Brady campaign is trying to do is trying to keep the guns off the hands of felons, domestic abusers, the dangerously mentally ill, and other illegal purchasers without affecting anyone else's Second Amendment right. Here we have Wayne up here. He is an NRA Executive Vice President. NRA stands for National Rifle Association, and he could be seen as either the good guy or bad guy depending on where your stance is. He could be seen as the good guy because he's the one that basically tries to protect everyone's Second Amendment right. He's the one that, but he can be seen as the bad guy because for some people who want like stricter gun control, could blame him for him being the reason there are so many lenient gun laws. Then another solution for keeping kids safe and out of the hands of responsible people, like let's say they break in and steal your gun. You can have gun laws, which even if they take it, they won't be able to fire it because it stops the what's it called? Oh yeah, it does that. Then there's a gun safe, which as you can see right there, some require a key or combination lock, or for this one it's your fingerprints, and that would also keep your guns safe from your children and from burglars. So it makes you a bit more responsible. Alright, so in conclusion, that is why I believe we need a stricter gun law. It will not only provide a background check for the people who are mentally ill, it will not only put the pressure on for irresponsible users, for irresponsible people who have guns, and then I provided you some of the solutions that the Brady campaign is aiming for, and some that are available now. So if you guys are ever thinking about getting a gun, ask yourself if you're responsible enough to hold one. But if you're one of those people that almost like to take a selfie with it, most likely you're not.